Well, anyway, folks, this is the time where we talk to our guest motivator in the studio. And today we are going to be focusing on dreams and goals.
And dreams as in dreams and goals, not the one that you do while you're asleep.
Okay, well, maybe you dream about your dreams and your goals when you sleep, because that's just how motivated you are, right? So let's bring in our guest and get started already. We have got Murshidah Said back with us again. She's a speaker, motivator, and trainer. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I love being here.
It's a pleasure. We love it. Right. We're enjoying, right?
Let's get started.
Let's get started, right? What are dreams when it comes to empowerment and empowering ourselves?
All right. I was inspired to talk about this topic, dreams and goals, when I read about Vincent van Gogh's quote, which is, I dream of painting, and then I paint my dream.
Wow.
You know, and it's something that when I talk about empowerment, right, it goes back to ourselves, right? I did mention this before, where empowerment means the power within us to pursue our vision and our purpose in life, right? That is self-empowerment, knowing your vision and your purpose, all right? And dreams is one of those things that is inculcated in every one of us to want to pursue something. And most of us, we have that dream within us, right? But unfortunately, when we grow older, as we grow into adulthood, our dreams die with us. And you live a day-to-day life without knowing where you're going. Then before you know it, you are 65 years old. And then you look at your life, I'm like, I wish I could have done this, I wish I could have done that, you wouldn't have this. And those are your dreams that was embedded long time ago. So when we talk about dreams in self-empowerment, it means that you have to realize what your dreams are, right? Clear your mind of any clutter or negativity, right? When we talk about spring cleaning your house, you must spring clean regularly your mind as well, right? Spring clean your mind, go back to what makes you happy, what are your dreams that you would like to fulfill in your life, right? And you set your goals accordingly.
Yeah, it's very true. I used to dream of being Superman back then. But then, yes, that time...
I'm glad you lost the underwear on the outside look. At some point, you know, he used to fly around the kampong with that look. Now I know why. Now, is it an achievable thing? You know, the dreams that we have, obviously being Superman is not one of them. But like, you know, if we have a real goal that we want to achieve in life, is it something we can hope to achieve one day? How strong should our belief be?
Dreams are actually very achievable, right? Why we do not achieve our dreams most of the time is because of that lack of self-belief, right, in us. You don't have to talk about big dreams first. Let's talk about small dreams. For example, I want to lose 2 kg in 1 year or something like that, you know. Then you set a target for that, you know. And dreams, when you dream of something that you want to achieve, imagine yourself achieving it already first. Imagine yourself, if you can smell it, imagine it, envelope yourself in that dream, where you want to be or where you want to go in your life, right? Have that strength, empower yourself with that feeling, and then you work towards the step-by-step to achieving that goals. You know, I learned a lot from my 4-year-old daughter. This is like children are the essence of human spirit, you know. With us, sometimes we forget about dreaming, we forget about having fun, right? But when I learned from my 4-year-old daughter, she has been for a long time, she has been telling me, oh, mommy, I want a scooter, you know, a scooter where, you know, they
push with one.
Yeah, the one that was so cute. And, you know, when we don't want to just give her a scooter, right? We tell her, okay, you pray for it, you dream about it, okay? You imagine yourself doing it. And then she'll be like very frustrated. I want a scooter. And then when we go shopping, I want a scooter. No, we're not going to buy you a scooter. You know, we always say, pray for it, you know. And then the funny thing is, I got a phone call from a friend of mine who said, oh, she's doing a Disney photo shoot, dealing with, things like a photo shoot. And she said, I saw your daughter's face on Facebook. And she said, you know, she's so cute. Can I have a picture? And I said, sure. And I said, I just asked her, so do you give anything else in return? Oh, yeah, she gets to keep a toy. And she emailed me the picture, and it was a picture of a scooter with the Disney princesses on it, and it's exactly what my daughter wanted. So I said, this is the power of her dreams. Don't focus on law of attraction. Why we also don't attract the dreams, right? It's because of a lot of baggages in our mind, in ourselves, right? And that is why you know, a lot of people do not achieve their goals. So I learned a lot from the young children. Now, if you look at the slide over there, right? I'm sure you know most of them, right? And these people, successful people, are people who actually have goals and dreams in their mind already, where they want to go. our Malaysian astronaut, Dr. Sheikh Muzaffar, he already envisioned that he wanted to go to space, even before he was already there, right? The William Kamkwamba from Africa, Malawi, he built a windmill from scratch. And they didn't have any windmills in Malawi. He was only 14 years old when he did that, and he had no resources. He built windmills from bicycle parts, and he managed to generate electricity, dig water from wells, and actually did something for his village. Wow. And all it started was with a dream. And during the time when they wanted to achieve their dreams, people were making fun of them. People say, you're not going to do it, or all sorts of things, right? And sometimes why people do not achieve their dreams is halfway through their plan, or they're so motivated, and when we call them dream stealers lah,
Okay.
When people say, oh, you cannot do lah, they like you said, like just now I heard mulut laser, right? They say you get so hurt and then you give up, right? People give up. And that's how, people do not ever reach their goals and their dreams in life. Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting point that you bring up. We know that these people exist, these dream stealers. They're often not the naysayers that keep you away from your dreams. So they're out there. How do we avoid them? We know they're in our lives. How do we get them out of our lives?
First of all, you have to empower yourself first. That means you must be really strong within, right? In order to have that dreams and goals that you want to achieve. How important is it for you to achieve that dream and goals? Sometimes you set a dream and you set a goal. If it's not important enough to you, you will let the naysayers get you, right? But if it's really important to you, right, no matter what, you stick on, continue with your life and pursuing your goals and dreams. Get friends who are very positive to support you. And most important, get somebody you trust who really want to see you succeed, a close friend, your spouse, or a family member who really supports you, really wants to see you succeed, to be accountable to reach your goals and dreams, right? Accountable as in, okay, you tell him or her, I have this 5-year plan, for example. I want to achieve this and this in 5 years. And then that person say, okay, every time you share that goals and dreams, you cut it down to 3 years or 1 year plan of what you want to do. And this friend of yours or your family member actually, once in a while just get back to you and say, okay, have you been able to do something like that? Did you say you managed to go here? You said you wanted to do this. Did you manage to do that? When are you going to do that? If not, then when are you going to do that? If somebody encourages you and pushes you and reminds you why your dream is so important to achieve, this is the kind of person you will have. Naysayers will always be there. When I was at the time of my life when I was really, really down, really down until you cannot go down any further, right? There are even people who even kick you down even further, try to push you down even further, and these people exist. And that's when I learned about forgiveness. Right, that is when, for me, myself, right, I learn about forgiving. When I forgive people, and then I move on anyway, right? Because some of these people, the naysayers, can be some people who are very close to you, right? You can, you overcome them, forgive them, and get friends who are empowering and hold you accountable to your dreams, and they really want to see you succeed.
Okay, what's the biggest obstacles that's being faced by Malaysians in pursuing their dreams? I'm sure it's not the naysayers, right? We have so much more.
Yeah, naysayers, sometimes it's also, they don't have a proper plan, right? Planning is actually important. The action plan is important, all right? And also the fear of failure, okay? Why people are afraid to dream. Sometimes they say, when I was young, okay lah, now I'm old, I don't have time for this. I got commitment, got no choice. That word, I have no choice lah, what to do lah, So, why people are so afraid to dream is they are afraid to make changes in their lives, right? Because when you dream and when you act on your dreams, there will be changes happening within yourself and your surroundings, right? Coming out of your comfort zone is also another thing. They are afraid of that, when there's a change happening. But change is part of pursuing your dreams, right? As long as we embrace change, we can move on, all right? So they are afraid of change. Why people are afraid of changes is because of this thing called mistakes. They are afraid to make mistakes. If they make a few changes in their life, then there'll be some mistakes happening, right? So when it comes to mistakes, especially in our society, mistakes always seen, alamak, fail, right? Wow, you make mistake, alamak, malu, you embarrass yourself, right? So it's ingrained in us to be afraid of making mistakes, right? Because mistakes are associated with failure lah. Associated, but actually it's not really associated with failure. So why people are afraid to dream is because of they're afraid to change, and why they're afraid to change is because of they're afraid of making mistakes, and mistakes are always leading to failure, and that's why people stop at the dreaming. I don't need to dream lah. This one, when you were young, okay lah, not now lah, right? But a lot of us, you look around in this room, everything that happens here is started with a dream. Somebody dreamt of the idea. Somebody dreamt of Terence and Stephen to be here as well, right? And they called you guys here. It all started with a dream, and then it materializes with step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Why I'm here is also the same thing. It all started with a dream.
Because you dreamt of being here with us.
Yes. That's
I
right.
like the way our resident romantic says it. Okay, now we talked about the biggest obstacles. We talked about the naysayers. What happens when your dreams get achieved, though? You know, a lot of people have achieved their dreams. They're living a great life. Just yesterday in the Star, we saw the $1 million Malaysians. So there are people that are already there. So what happens once you've achieved your dreams?
Okay, if you look at successful people, right, once they have achieved their dreams, they will look for new dreams to achieve. There's something that keeps them moving, because we are always in a constant state of motion in our lives. We are always changing. If you look at yourself, you look at your baby photos and you look at yourself now, right? You are very different, right? Every single day is a different day, and your cells change within you. 2 seconds ago, before you mentioned anything, I was a different person. But with the new information that you have just said just now, I processed it, and I'm, I have changed.
Wow.
So we are always in a state of motion. So new things will always come out.
All right, we're not alone in this show.
Got a caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Hi.
Hi.
Yes, I'm Sheila.
Hi,
Hi,
Sheila.
Sheila.
This is regarding the dreams. Huh?
Yes.
Exactly.
I have dreams that I'm single. I have dreams that I always want to settle down.
Okay.
But I've always gone for my dreams, but I've always been put down, like as you have experienced as well. And then until today, from the age of 20 to now, 50.
Oh, okay.
And you see, I've never given up my dreams, though I always dream that I'll be with a family and all that. But until today, I'm afraid that I will not be able to achieve, but I've achieved all other dreams except this marriage. And my friends tell me that, aren't you tired of going for your dreams? Stop it, will you?
Stop it,
So what do you think?
Naysayers.
Yeah, they are the naysayers, as Stephen was saying. Thank you very much for sharing. We'll see what we can reply to that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi. All right. This is very, very common, especially for people who, you have to keep on pursuing your dreams, but with all these naysayers coming in, it can be a bit difficult because, it does get into your subconscious. What I would recommend is, first of all, empower yourself first, all right? Clear your mind of any clutter that you have. Forgive people, forgive yourself, all right? Start on a very clean slate. Okay, and then if you can, for 2 weeks, don't read anything negative. If you read the papers and you see anything negative, switch. And you go to the empowering ones. Good, happy news, good news. Listen to good, empowering people. Go to seminars. And, strengthen yourself from within, all right? Another technique that I always use is this thing called fasting, which is for full 48 hours. Do not criticize, do not justify, and do not blame. All right, you take full responsibility of everything you do, and in full 48 hours, excluding your sleeping hours, if you do this, you will become a changed person as well. All right, and this one is very powerful. You know why? Because it not only stop criticizing other people. You stop criticizing other people, you will also stop criticizing yourself. All right, so work on yourself first, and then write the list. Write the list of all the things that you want in your life. I just shared something with you. Do you get her name just now?
Sheila.
Sheila. Okay, Sheila. Just what you said just now. I remembered the last time, some time ago, about 2002, that was quite some time ago. 2002, when my life was really down, I was single, I was broke, right, because of my last business and everything. What I did was I wrote all the things that I want to achieve in my life. I write them every morning, about 6 o'clock in the morning, after my prayers and everything. I write down everything that I want to achieve in my life, right? Focus on that. Every day you write anything additional. If you're looking for a good family, people, the kind of your dream family that you want to have. Write that down every single day, all right? And of course, at the same time, you have to clear yourself of any negativity because it goes into your subconscious mind, and sometimes what goes in your subconscious mind, you can also attract, right? So focus on all those things that you want to achieve in your life in your journal, all right? Read them every day, keep writing new additions if you want, and you know what? 2003, I met my husband, and he was also doing that activity on his own, right? And we shared the list that we wanted, and when we shared that, we are exactly what he had dreamed of. So I'm his dream girl, and he was my dream guy.
Attracted to each
so
other.
law of attraction works, but why people do not get it is because of a lot of negativity, a lot of issues that they have within themselves, and that blocks us from attracting the things that we want.
Now I'm no longer single, but you can do that, man.
Yeah.
Start writing it
Still
down.
not too late.
Still not too late.
I'm gonna need lots of papers.
Yeah, wow, such a long list. Don't be so choosy, lah, brother. Okay, anyway, folks, that's all the time we have for today in the show. We'd like to thank you, Murshidah, once again for joining us on board.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Yeah,
It's been fun. If it was before 2002, who knows? Your list might have connected. Our list may have connected. Never know, these kind of things.
Too late.
Yeah, well, don't stop dreaming, Malaysia.
The next bus
that's,
is
the
20 years from now. 4 years old.
in a different life, in another life, huh? Don't stop dreaming, Malaysia.
Exactly.
Keep those dreams alive, even if it may be as crazy as being Superman. You can be Superman in your own way, but please lose the underwear.
Lose the underwear, right? If you have anything, just dream of it.
Yep.
And focus, right? Attract it to you.
That's right. Because you see, both of us are living proof. We're both from the same kampong, and we are here today hosting the show. So anything is possible when you put your mind to it. Keep dreaming, Malaysia.
Little kampung boy, right?
Little kampong boys.
Make it here, right?
Thank you very much. Here are the polling results.
That's right. What causes a person to physically abuse others? It's troubled childhood. And yes, 80% of Malaysians doesn't believe in the unseen forces, right? Okay, thank you for taking part. Thank you for taking part. Thank you for watching. And remember, good luck with your dreams, right?
That's right. This is Harrison Steven saying, bye-bye, Malaysia.
See ya.